let's get to the next set. So we're still working with pandas data sets, but now what if I wanted to sort the data set, maybe get a subset of information? Maybe I don't like the indices being 0 to 13,000,005. Maybe I want to call them something different. I don't know what. And maybe I want to rename the column name. So let's dig into some of this stuff. So let's talk about sorting, subsetting, renaming, renaming indices, and renaming column names. Okay, so let's start with sorting. So sorting data in a data frame can cover one variable or multiple variables. You use whatever the data frame is, data frame name, dot sort underscore values. And then put in the value you want. The same lines of code are added from the previous script. In case you did not load that script first. So that is the script called one.reading files into a data frame. All right. So we're just gonna basically these are we've already seen this. So import pandas as PD. We want df equals PD dot read underscore CSV, and then we want that to be sales final 6/30/2021 dot CSV, and I wanted to change the sales date. I want to change that to PD dot to date time df sales date. Okay, all that we've already seen. All right, so I'm going to just run these 3 lines of code. Whoop. Oh, see, I don't have. Let's see, sales final 6. Oh, see, wrong 6/30/2021. So let's do that again. Now it sees it, right? So I got an error because I didn't type this in exactly correct. And then I'll run this other line as well. So if I want to sort a data frame, it's simply, and this is reading in currently, I'm just going to sort. So I'm going to name this sort df is equal to df dot sort underscore values, and I want to sort based on 3 variables. Or I can sort on 1, but we're going to sort on 3 variables. So I'm going to sort on sales date. I'm going to sort on sales dollars. And we're going to sort on volume. Right? And I want these to be in descending order. So we type in ascending equals false. If I wanted these to be in ascending order, then I would say ascending equals true. All right. And so what this will do is it'll give me a different version of the same data frame. Oh, let's hit that. And now it's going through and doing, you'll see the same size. It'll be called sort df. And we want to see what the data looks like after we sort it. All right, so everything looks the same. So if I want to open up one of these data sets, I just double click it on. It'll always say, do you want to continue, especially when they're big. And I may as well also, while this one's opening, I'm also going to try and open this one. Yes. I'm going to minimize this. Okay, and we can look at this. All right, so this is the sorted data set. Remember, I sorted it based on, if we go back, let me minimize this. I sorted based on sales date, sales dollar, and volume. Okay, so that's what I ended up. Let's see, the files variable. Usually has somewhere down here where I can see them again after I've minimized them. I guess it's going to reopen it. Okay, so here's my sort. I'm going to open up the regular data frame again. All right, so here's the original data frame, and here is the current data frame. So first of all, I ended up having it sort by sales date. All right, so the first thing should be sales date. So I've got sales date in descending order. So the last sales date would have been 6/30/21. So these are all the sales towards the end of the year. That's why you see the index number so high. Then I also did by sales dollars. So it's a sales date and the biggest amount on that date at $9,684 of sales for this one brand of Johnny Walker Red Label. And then I've got volume. And so what you see, right, it's interesting. When you look at the volume, I've got sales date and I've got these volumes, right? But I've got sales dollars and then sales date, sales dollars, volume. So first thing it's going to do is it's going to do sales date. Then it's going to go and look for the sales dollars. And you can see that's the first thing that is. And then within each of these sales dollars, if the sales dollars are identical, then it will give you some difference in the volumes. So the volume, sorting by volume after you've already done sales date and sales dollars isn't giving you any incremental information at all. Because it's got to go through this sort first, date, then it's going to go through this sort. And then if it sees any of items that are the same in sales dollars, then it will go through this sort, right? Because you see that, we've got different, right? It's got to go through all of these sales dollars first, right? And if there's any sales dollars that are the same, see, unfortunately, these are the same, but the volume is the same. Let's see if we can find here are two more that are the same, right? 1, 2 that are the same. Again, both of them are volume, right? So we're not really picking anything up here that's different. Maybe when we get to some of these later items where there's a lot of similarity. So we got 3, no, those are the same. I'm just kind of looking to see if I can show, oh, here we go, here's one. So 335.88, 335.88, 335.88. So there's 3. So it's sales date, then the sales dollars. We have these 3 that are the same. Then it sorts by volume. 1750, 1750, then 1000. So that volume sort didn't do much for me. It doesn't add anything, and there's so much data here. I don't know what I was going to do with this in the first place. So when you're setting up your sorts, when you're going through and figuring out what do you want to sort by, be mindful of, well, what's the question? Why am I sorting in the first place? All right? So what we learned here is if I wanted to review I created a new data frame and I named it, in this case, sort df, to see what the data looked like after it was sorted. Since we are dealing with over 13.5 million records in this data set, sorting it and looking at the sort might not make the most sense. And clearly not the way I sorted it. Right? It always goes back to, what is the business question? What are you trying to get out of doing this sort? Why are you sorting it in the first place? What's the business question you're trying to pose? If you are an auditor, you might not care about the date as your first variable. Volume, as we found, had no impact unless you sold the same dollar amounts in the same day, but had 2 different volumes. When we scroll down, you might see this pattern in the single bottle sales, but it's not very helpful. So you've got to be very wary of what the business question comes first, right? So the business question must come first. Otherwise, you are just Python fishing. And I don't want you to do that. All right, so that gets us through a little bit of sorting. We'll keep going with this as we move forward.